This is a case that the state has filed alleging that on the 11th of May of 2020, you committed the violation of criminal trespass. Today is your arraignment. That's when you enter a plea. In a criminal case, you have constitutional rights. You have the right to have a trial. You have the right to retain an attorney if you choose to. You have the right to confront witnesses against you. You have the right to present evidence in your own behalf. And you have the right to remain silent and be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. If convicted, you have the right to an appeal. If you are not a citizen of the United States, pleading guilty or no contest to a crime may affect your immigration status. In this type of case, today at an arraignment, I would enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf.
Well, hold on, ma'am. I would like to have a little details on this case and hear who the alleged victim is on this case, because what if I just want to plead guilty right now? I don't even know what this case entails at all.
So because we're virtual, there's no way to plead guilty today because it requires fingerprints, so I would have to give you another court date. I'm going to make sure the state provides you the information you're asking. They have a couple of ways they can do it. They can do it by email if you want it electronically. If you want a hard copy, they can mail it if you'll provide an address to them. Do you have a preference?
I would definitely like a hard copy, and also, can we reschedule the arraignment in case I choose guilty?
It's not, because of the situation with the pandemic, you are not able to plead guilty. You would be at a later date, but that's why the arraignment will be reset to a case management conference. You're going to be given time if you need time, so there's not going to be any hurry that you have to plead either guilty to the charge or not.
Well, ma'am, I don't want somebody putting in a not guilty plea for me if this may be something I'm guilty of. So I believe that's a violation of due process.
Okay, you have the right to file a motion if you choose to. Your case will be reset with Judge Cornejo. How is the 5th of October?
The 5th of October, I'm actually going to be in Phoenix working. Can we go another week out or so? I'm going to be working until the 9th in Phoenix.
That's the latest she provides. I can give you October 1st if you want to go not as far.
No, we'll do October 5th. I'll try and work the weekends until then and see if I can get home.
And Judge Cornejo has 9:30 available. Does that work for you?
9:30 a.m. Cornejo.
And I will provide the Zoom ID. I can put it on your paperwork. I can also tell you what it is if that's easier.
No, go ahead and put it on the paperwork. I'm actually at work. I'm lacking on things to write with, ma'am.
I'm going to make sure it's written on your minute entry from the court. In addition, we're going to mail you a Zoom notice, and you are able to appear just like you did today on the phone, or you can use video, whatever is better for you.
Am I going to be able to, how are we going to do social distancing with a jury of my peers? I don't get how that's going to work.
At this point, there are no trials by jury happening. Everything is on hold. The Supreme Court has decided that there are no speedy trial rights right now due to the pandemic.
So I don't have the right to a speedy trial?
That's correct. You have to talk to the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court.
Wow, interesting.
Time limit. In addition, in this type of charge, you're not entitled to a jury trial. This is a bench triable offense. You will always have the right to have a trial.
Okay, and who is the alleged victim, ma'am?
You'd have to ask the county attorneys. They did not provide the information to the court.
So I'm being charged with something and there's no alleged victim?
No, but the court doesn't know who that is.
Your Honor, I can tell him who that is if you'd like to. So it looks like the Pima County Sheriff's Department is the alleged victim in this case. Additionally, we are going to send you all the information, so you'll have all the police reports, all that information. I want to confirm with you your address is the address on...
Is a good mailing address, correct?
Okay, so we're going to send all the information that we have, all the police reports, everything that we're alleging to that address.
Now, excuse me for asking this. The Pima County Sheriff's Department is a victim?
That is who I have listed on my records at this time, yes.
Okay, so a public official is a is a victim. This makes no sense.
Okay, so we're gonna mail you your court date, which is October 5th at 9:30. I put the Zoom ID on it, and then the county attorney will provide you any police reports or other disclosure they have.
Great, so I will have all of my discovery before October 5th so I can make an educated decision?
You should be able to if they mail it to you.
Wait, if and should doesn't sound very well. Am I going to have the discovery or not by October 5th?
Can't tell you, but I'm ordering that they mail it to you.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. I appreciate that.
All right, unless you have any other questions, you're free to hang up.
That will do it. Thank you much. Have yourselves a great day.
You as well, thank you.
Fast forward to the October 5th hearing.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine. Is this Judge Cornejo?
This is, sir. Thank you so much for calling in today. Let me call your case. This is... Alrighty, so this is the time set for your case management conference. You're charged with criminal trespass in the 2nd degree. Let's check in with the state. Mr. Brown?
Yeah, it looks like we sent the defendant a copy of the plea on September 28th, I believe, along with disclosure.
All right, can you read out the plea just so that we're all on the same page?
Yes. So the plea is to 2nd degree criminal trespass, which is a class 2 misdemeanor. There's a $200 fine, $200, and that's all suspended upon completion of 20 hours of community service within 90 days of taking the plea, and do not return to the incident location.
Alrighty, so Miss, I have a couple choices here today. You already have your disclosure, so you know kind of what the state has in terms of information to use at trial and what the plea is. If you want to accept the plea, we can go through the details and we can make it official today. If you would like to reject the plea, we can set the matter for trial. And there's a couple of options there. We can either do it over Zoom or we can do it in person in the new year. Which do you prefer?
Before we proceed, Judge, on and for the record, have I unknowingly entered into any type of contract by speaking with you folks, or have I entered into any type of contract with Pima County courts unknowingly at this point?
No. The
Okay.
only contract I can think of would be the plea agreement, and you haven't accepted the plea yet.
Okay, so, I mean, the court presumes it has jurisdiction, so at this point I would like to challenge jurisdiction, Judge. The courts cannot assume jurisdiction. It must be proven on and for the record. At this point, I will ask that the judge, prosecutor, and any public officials involved in this matter please provide me with employee identification numbers, oaths of office, and bond information.
Okay. Well, first of all, let's see. My ID number is not something that I give out, but my name is Judge Erika Cornejo.
Okay.
The second thing that you said is a bond. I don't carry a bond for doing my job, such as like a lawyer might, for having malpractice insurance.
So the courts are not
And
bonded?
the oath of office, I believe.
Okay.
I really couldn't say. The oath of office, I believe, is on file with the County Board of Supervisors for my previous term, and you can obtain that information, I believe, by going to the Board of Supervisors Records Department. But that I'm not entirely certain of. However, based upon your request to challenge the jurisdiction of the court, which is a trial matter, would you prefer to have it be in person or via Zoom?
In
Zoom
person.
is within the next couple of months. In person?
In person.
All right, so then let's continue this matter. All right, let's continue this matter to January.
And Your Honor,
And yes, sir.
So unless the defendant wants to take the plea today, it's no longer going to be available. Can you put that in the minute entry, please?
Sure can. So let's see. What's the first good date in January? I've got high hopes for the new year.
So do I.
Let's see. January 11th.
Okay.
It's going to be the same Zoom ID, the same Zoom phone number, just in case we're not doing in-person hearings. So that you don't have to learn new tricks. You can just do the same ones that you got in here. Let me make a note. Plea withdrawn by state. Defense rejects for jurisdictional purposes.
Your Honor, is the county attorney that's speaking
Alright.
Don Espatcher?
No, that's the supervisor of the misdemeanor unit whom you were listening to. His name was Richard Brown.
Richard Brown, okay.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say that's the bad guy.